LPBW star, Matt Roloff's fiancée, Caryn Chandler. Shows off ring on date night after wedding reports, happily ever after, dear loves. Welcome to TLC Drama. Please do subscribe, my YouTube channel, Little People, Big World Star. Caryn Chandler showed off her engagement ring on a date night weeks after reports ignited that she and Matt Roloff were already married. Caryn, 57, and Matt, 63, posed for a photo together at dinner in a snap posted to her Instagram stories on Thursday, April 11th. Date night, she captioned the photo, which showed all smiles across the table. But what really caught fans' attention was Caryn's sparkling ring on her left ring finger amid rumors they already wed. Rumors began swirling in March that Matt and Caryn had secretly tied the knot after fans noticed the couple had taken a break from social media. Did you guys get married yet? One fan asked under a March 4th post. Another user added, Matt Roloff, when will your wedding with Caryn take place? Hugs. Although the Little People, Big World alums have yet to break their silence on a possible wedding, they announced their plans to make it down the aisle in April 2023. LPBW star, Caryn Chandler sparks rumors. She married Matt Roloff. After 6 wonderful years together, I asked Caryn to marry me, and she said, yes, Matt told People in a statement. Our plan is to enjoy our engagement, and we are looking forward to a simple but elegant wedding in 2024. Matt and Caryn opened up about the surprise proposal during season 25 of Little People, Big World, which aired in early 2024. You said to me, I've thought about this a lot for a long time and I want to grow old with you. That's what he said, and then I started to cry, she explained, adding she had no idea about the proposal. Come to find out, he's got, my parents on the hook and my friends on the hook. I went into the room and fished the ring out of my bag and put it in my pocket, Matt chimed in. And then I just thought, you know what? I should just go for it. And I pulled the box out at the exact time that I said, will you marry me? The couple, who have been dating since 2017, went on to share more intimate details about how their engagement went down. We're in our backyard in Arizona, like our favorite spot, Caryn recalled. The sun had set, so the ambiance was just really cozy vibes and nice. The mom of one explained she was so shocked when Matt asked for her hand in marriage. And then we took a minute. We just sat for a few minutes and just chatted, and I was very excited and I cried, and he's like, don't you want to go in the light and look at it? And I'm like, no, I just want to sit here for a minute and absorb this moment because it just felt right. It felt natural, the reality star continued. It felt like it was always meant to be. Before his relationship with Caryn, Matt was married to Amy Roloff from 1987 to 2016. The former couple share 4 children, Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob. As for Caryn, she was previously married to Joseph Chandler. While details about their marriage remain largely private, they were together for nearly 20 years before Joseph filed for divorce in 2012. Ever since Little People, Big World first premiered in 2006, fans couldn't get enough of the Roloff family, especially Matt and his wife, Amy Roloff. Watching the couple's highs and lows as they navigated their marriage of over 3 decades was oddly relatable and satisfying for the TLC show's fan sides. So, when Matt and Amy announced that they were divorcing in 2015, fans were understandably shocked and couldn't understand what drove the Roloffs to make such a major decision. But the show's hawk-eyed fans began noticing some subtle signs hinting at what could have possibly caused the split, especially after Matt made his relationship with his then-assistant, Caryn Chandler, official in 2017. Matt explained that his relationship with Caryn bloomed while working together on Roloff Farms. Caryn worked as a manager before moving into the position of Matt's assistant. The announcement left fans wondering if Matt cheated on Amy with Caryn, which eventually led to their divorce. While Amy has occasionally confirmed the speculations of infidelity, Matt and Caryn, on the other hand, aren't pleased about it. Amy Roloff pretty much confirmed the rumors of an affair from Matt's end during a Facebook Live session. In Touch Weekly reported the LittlePeople Big World star's take on the situation. "We had someone that worked for us for a very long time on our farm, and I believe, and this is all from my perspective, that there was more than just friends going on. I think that evolved to a point where that got in the way of our marriage as well." Amy also confirmed the infidelity in her memoir, A Little Me. She wrote, "I saw messages, pictures, and other things that should not have been shared between people who just worked together and were still married to other people. I was devastated. I've never felt so alone, hurt, and betrayed in my life." Though Amy never named Caryn in any of her accusations, fans immediately assumed it to be Caryn. Matt and Caryn never really addressed the rumors directly either, but Good Housekeeping interpreted one of Matt's cryptic Instagram posts as a response to his ex-wife's allegations. In a post dating back to 2019, Matt mentioned that Caryn and he were taking a high road. Caryn Chandler won, and sitting here amazed at the simple, beautiful moon lingering brightly over the farm as if to say, "Keeping taking the high road, it's the only one that matters," he posted. Fans seemed to be siding with Amy's story and called out Matt for cheating on his wife. A fan tweeted, "Amy is a good one, 'cause I would have been livid. Caryn was sleeping with Matt while they were still married. Make it make sense." LPBW Matt is pitiful. Caryn doesn't feel comfortable in Amy's old home, but she sure did feel comfortable sneaking around with Amy's old husband. JSLPBW, added another fan. "You can't tell me that Matt and Caryn weren't bumping and grinding while her was married. No way they weren't." It seems that Matt grew close with his new girlfriend, Caryn Chandler, based on proximity. She worked on Roloff farms for a decade, first as a manager, and then as Matt's assistant before quitting in 2018. Matt's divorce from his wife, Amy, came as a huge shock since they were married for almost 30 solid years. They made the heart-wrenching announcement that they were splitting up in 2015, and it came as a complete surprise to people who've been enjoying their family-centered TV show since day one. Since Caryn was in the picture working as Matt's professional assistant for such a long time, there's been a lot of speculation that an affair was secretly taking place along the way. From Amy's perspective, she was most definitely cheated on. In March 2019, she told fans during a Facebook Live session per In Touch Weekly, "We had someone that worked for us for a very long time on our farm. And I believe, and this is all from my perspective, that there was more than just friends going on. I think that evolved to a point where that got in the way of our marriage as well." Additionally, Amy wrote in her 2019 memoir, A Little Me per Cheat Sheet, "I saw messages, pictures, and other things that should not have been shared between people who just worked together and were still married to other people. I was devastated." She added, "I've never felt so alone, hurt, and betrayed in my life as for whether Matt or Caryn have addressed these rumors." Well, per Good Housekeeping, Matt took to Instagram after some passages from Amy's memoir began circulating online, where he posted a cryptic message about continuing to take the high road. Around that time, when a commenter under one of his other Instagram posts wrote, "Caryn was dating Matt when he was still married to Amy, and she's there for the money," Matt replied in the comments section, "You couldn't be further from the truth." Just like Matt, Amy has also moved on in a new relationship. Not only is she dating someone, but she's remarried. According to People, she wed Chris Merrick in August 2021. She spoke about their marriage, telling the outlet, I think it just solidified everything when we got married and said, I do. It just brought it all together and reaffirmed what we already hoped for and knew. And here we are. After Chris and Amy got married, they traveled to Hawaii to enjoy their honeymoon celebration together. Based on her social media activity, she's happier than ever to share photos of her relationship with her fans and followers. Before Matt and Amy divorced, they raised 4 kids together. Twins Jeremy and Zach were both born in 1990. Their daughter Molly was born in 1993, and their 4th-born child Jacob was welcomed into the world in 1997. All of their children have been included in episodes of Little People, Big World. In her new book, A Little Me, Amy, 54, alleges that Matt, 57, was involved with his current girlfriend, Caryn Chandler, while the Little People, Big World stars were still married. Prior to dating Matt, Chandler was a longtime employee at Roloff Farms in Hillsboro, Oregon, where the TLC family's show is based. Matt was spending more and more time at the tavern he often frequented in the evenings after filming and working onto the farm, and our farm manager seemed to be around more and more often as well. What, if anything, was going on, Amy writes in her book. Then it dawned on me. Matt and our farm manager, who had been working for us a number of years by then, seemed to have more than just a working relationship or friendship. I saw messages, pictures, and other things that should not have been shared between people who just worked together and were still married to other people, she writes. I was devastated. Amy later writes, in hindsight, I know I should have said something right away, but I didn't. I was scared and ashamed anything remotely like this could be happening. Was Matt really interested in someone else right in front of me? Why would he even go there when we were still married? After 27 years of marriage and 4 children together, they shared twins Jeremy and Zach, both 29, daughter Molly, 25, and youngest son Jacob, 22. The TLC stars finalized their divorce in April 2016. Earlier this year, the mother of 4 got candid about the end of her relationship with Matt in multiple Facebook Live videos filmed with her friend Lisa Dixon when she opened up about the problems in their marriage and alleged that Matt and Chandler were involved before she split from her ex. When you know you have issues and you know you have problems, whether it be on your side or another side, I think when you start looking before you're separated of marriage, that is hard. I mean, when you become involved, or much more than just a friend, but you become maybe more in a relationship that's more than just a, hey, hi friend, let's go out for coffee type of thing, I think that can be hard on the other person as well, Amy said in a video filmed on March 31st. And I think that's what happened in my case. You know, we have someone that worked for us for a very, very long time on our farm, and I believe this is all from my perspective. You know that there was more than just friends going on, and I think that evolved to a point where that got in the way of our marriage as well, she continued. Amy went on to assure viewers that while she's not upset that Matt has found happiness with Chandler, she was pained to learn how she believes their relationship began. It's not that I'm sad that Matt has found someone. I think it is more about how it evolved, how it happened, how it began. I think that's what hurt, and unfortunately may have, through an edited show, caused me to be a little bitter, may have had me come across as being a little more angry. It was hard, I'll be frank. It was tough. It was a process for me, and it will be a process for a little bit longer to get through, she continued. In a second Facebook Live video filmed April 28th, Amy said that she is slowly embracing Matt and Chandler's relationship, though it's still difficult for her to witness. Thank you guys for watching the show. Keep watching. I hope you keep watching. There's great stories from Zach, Tori, and Jackson, and I think the journey of Chris and I, and obviously you'll also see the journey of Matt and Caryn. I'm slowly embracing that for many different reasons, she said. While she admitted, I'm not jealous or bitter, Amy did admit, I will absolutely be frank with you guys. I think it was hard, and sometimes it's still hard for me to see them just because they both were, and obviously Caryn was so much a part of my world in a different context. And then now to see that, well, a long time prior to separation, prior to divorce, and in whatever capacity. But life goes on and I will allow myself that time to embrace it, but I am happy that if Matt is happy, he's happy. And if I'm happy, I'm glad that I'll be happy, said Amy. She added about her and Matt's marriage. It's just something that didn't work, and I'm still sad about it because I will always be sad about divorce. I'm totally on page that there are seasons that you go through a relationship, just like there are seasons that you go through being a mom. But that doesn't mean as a mom it's like, okay, you're not working out for me, I'm checking out. There can't be a checkout time. So relationships, unfortunately, a lot more than I think should have checkout times, and they get divorced and stuff. Some marriages and some relationships, they need to be divorced, but I think there's also just as many that relationships take work. When a fan went on to directly ask whether Amy believes Matt was cheating on her, Amy replied, "You know what? I can't say that. There's definitely things more than just a guy and a girl friendship, but it happened." Although the divorce was hurtful to Amy, she's choosing to be respectful about the split for the sake of her famous family. I think, in the long run, for the sake of my kids, for the sake of my grandkids, I think we remain respectful, and I want my kids to be happy for us and also be willing to be at both houses. So that would be my dream, because obviously it would be very, very sad to me if suddenly they didn't want to come to my house because of who I'm with, she said. Responding directly to a fan, Amy said that she's not sad for herself over how things turned out post-breakup. "I'm not sure why you're sad for me. Sometimes people get over divorce very easily, and I am over the divorce. But I think divorce is also you lost something. Something didn't work out that you thought, expectations that it would. So, I'm not sure why you may be sad, but I'm not sad for me." Since her divorce from Matt more than 3 years ago, Amy has embraced her singleness, become a grandmother, and found love with boyfriend Chris Merrick. And although she's uncertain about what the future looks like, she's relying on her faith as she navigates the journey. Life is moving on. I've got a lot of great things going on. I've got a good relationship. I've got good friends around me and good community, Amy said. Life may feel a little bit uncertain sometimes, but I put it in God's hands. My faith puts it in His hands, and I just hope I do the best I can to follow Him. 5 years after she announced her separation from her longtime husband Matt, LittlePeople Big World matriarch Amy Roloff is finally telling all about the end of her marriage, and her side of the story will shock fans. In her new book, A Little Me, the mom of 4 claims ex, Matt betrayed her years before their divorce with none other than his now girlfriend, former family farm manager Caryn Chandler. As their show grew in popularity, Amy wrote Matt was spending more and more time at the tavern he often frequented in the evenings after filming and working on the farm. Then, she realized, Caryn, whom she never names but calls the farm manager in the Juicy chapter, was around more and more often. Then it dawned on me. Matt and our farm manager, who had been working for us a number of years by then, seemed to have more than just a working relationship or friendship, she said. I saw messages, pictures, and other things that should not have been shared between people who just worked together and were still married to other people. I was devastated. Amy claimed she kept her feelings inside for several years to keep her family together, but her marriage still imploded. Because I didn't say anything, my emotions and attitude came out in other unhealthy ways, she recalled. I took it out on Matt on camera sometimes instead of talking to him off camera, and that wasn't right. I cried a lot over those next several years. I didn't have a plan, and I didn't know what to do. I was scared and ashamed anything remotely like this could be happening. Was Matt really interested in someone else right in front of me? Why would he even go there when we're still married? I kept quiet over the years. I didn't even think about divorce. I didn't want it to be an option. I've never felt so alone, hurt, and betrayed in my life. Toward the end of the marriage, Amy said Matt exhibited bizarre behavior, such as leaving a family trip to Memphis, Tennessee abruptly and then returning several days later, saying they needed to go home immediately if they had any chance of saving the marriage. She decided to stay on the vacation with her kids and production team to fulfill contractual obligations, she claimed. But Matt took off again. 5 years after she announced her separation from her longtime husband, Matt. Little People, Big World matriarch Amy Roloff is finally telling all about the end of her marriage, and her side of the story will shock fans. In her new book, A Little Me, the mom of 4 claims ex-Matt betrayed her years before their divorce with none other than his now girlfriend, former family farm manager Caryn Chandler. As their show grew in popularity, Amy wrote Matt was spending more and more time at the tavern he often frequented in the evenings after filming and working on the farm. Then she realized Caryn, whom she never names but calls the farm manager in the Juicy chapter, was around more and more often. Then it dawned on me. Matt and our farm manager, who had been working for us a number of years by then, seemed to have more than just a working relationship or friendship, she said. I saw messages, pictures, and other things that should not have been shared between people who just worked together and were still married to other people. I was devastated. Amy claimed she kept her feelings inside for several years to keep her family together, but her marriage still imploded. Because I didn't say anything, my emotions and attitude came out in other unhealthy ways, she recalled. I took it out on Matt on camera sometimes instead of talking to him off camera, and that wasn't right. I cried a lot over those next several years. I didn't have a plan, and I didn't know what to do. I was scared and ashamed anything remotely like this could be happening. Was Matt really interested in someone else right in front of me? Why would he even go there when we're still married? I kept quiet over the years. I didn't even think about divorce. I didn't want it to be an option. I've never felt so alone, hurt, and betrayed in my life. Toward the end of the marriage, Amy said Matt exhibited bizarre behavior, such as leaving a family trip to Memphis, Tennessee abruptly and then returning several days later, saying they needed to go home.